This episode was produced and mixed by Nicola Clausen and Mylan Tatusis, with additional administrative and production support from Daryl Lucero. If you like what we do, please like, subscribe, and share. You could find us on Facebook and Instagram at The Radical Narrative Podcast. If you wish to contact us, our website is www.radicalnarrative.com. Welcome back to Radical Narrative. I'm your host, Mylan Tatusis. Today on the podcast, we're going to be sitting down with two young entrepreneurs based out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. They make cruelty-free and vegan lip glosses. Listen in as we discuss this side passion project that they have that has basically taken off. They still have main goals of wanting to get their education. However, Noble Lipgloss is pretty popular internationally and nationally now. Listen in as we discuss what goes into creating a business as young entrepreneurs. And keep in mind, they were high school students when they started this. And again, this passion side project has taken off for them. And I had no idea that lip gloss could potentially freeze in minus 30 weather. So stay tuned and listen in as we discuss trial and error with Noble Lipgloss. Awesome. Welcome, Misimi and Julia, to Radical Narrative. We've been waiting for you two for a while because you two are first and foremost university students who are doing their first year in the pandemic. But that's part of why we wanted to highlight you, is because you two are the creators of Noble Lipgloss. You two create cruelty-free and vegan lip glosses and other products. And it's your passion project. It's your side project. And we sat down as a team and we wanted to highlight entrepreneurs and small businesses that are local, but that are also maintaining an ethical philosophy. And you two are doing that with your lip gloss business. And more importantly, we also were attracted to the idea that you two are doing this as a side project. And we wanted to center that and sort of lift you up on this platform and say, hey, look at this cool model. Look at these young people actually doing something that's pretty unique. And at the same time, seeing it through, while at the same time having, educational goals. So let's jump into it. I really want you two to first introduce yourself, and then we'll talk about your business.
My name is Julia. I'm 19 years old. I moved from Mexico for almost 5 years ago, and I'm currently working at a bakery and as a curate. And I'm also studying at the U of S.
And I'm Misimi. I'm originally from Nigeria, but I've lived in Saskatoon for almost 11 years. And I'm studying at the U of S also. And I'm also a part-time babysitter and nanny.
Cool. Yeah. And so you both came together as young friends and basically said, hey, let's make lip gloss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is Noble Lipgloss, and how did you both come up with that idea to want to create this brand and this business and this product?
So basically, we are a homemade, cruelty-free and vegan lip gloss business. And our main focus is to make sure that your lips don't only look good, but they feel good as well. Because we find that really important when it comes to cosmetics. And basically, yeah, we met in grade 9, and we both figured out that we wanted to start businesses, and that's how Noble Lipgloss came to be.
Yeah, cool. And how did you come up with the name Noble Lipgloss?
Oh, it's kind of funny, but basically, just right when we were still doing our research, we were still new to it, still just deciding how we're even going to get started. I had to like walk downstairs to my mom and I was just saying, I don't know what to name this lip gloss business. So we were like just throwing out names, and she was watching this movie and it's called Noble something. But I tried looking it up last night and I can't find the name, but it was called Noble something. And I just thought that would be such a perfect name, because noble means someone of like high status and who's brave. And that's how we want our customers to feel when they're wearing our lip gloss. And that's what we want them to like. That's how we want to be representative.
Yeah, I like that. That's really cool, because for me as a young father now, I'm starting to notice how things are marketed to females, how things are marketed to people of color too, also, and I'm sort of getting critical of it. But at the same time, I kind of wanted to seek out businesses and models that are more aware and more conscious of not only their market and their demographic, but at the same time aware and conscious of providing a product that is unique. And obviously, your product is unique because it does have that moral backbone of being vegan and cruelty free. And now you're in this space where your products have taken off and you do have a market and it is a business. So what was it like starting this business, and what did you have to go through to actually get where you're at today?
It was such a lengthy process. I think it took us like almost like maybe 6 months to even get it started. And it was a lot of like trial and error, experimenting with different consistencies, different mixtures, different tubes and packaging. And along with that, doing a lot of research. We spent many long nights researching our ingredients, our products, making sure that they were vegan and cruelty free. So, yeah.
Yeah, so there's this element of having to actually research the products you want to make. But then at the same time, you both were young, you were still in high school starting the business. So how did the community respond to that at first?
We were young, and I think a lot of people did not take us seriously at first. And I think like a lot of people really surprised that we were even wanting to do this. So it was like, I think at first it was a shock, and that people didn't really believe us. And then after a while, when people noticed that we were doing a lot better and actually selling out our products, like.
Yeah, and Julia, what are your thoughts on this whole being a young entrepreneur and starting this business at a very young age?
I think again we would say that people didn't really trust us, and they thought that maybe we were young and we were actually like just taking it as a hobby, and actually we were.
Yeah, and I think that's something to highlight too in our conversation, and we'll talk about it later, is that this whole project for you both is a hobby, right? It's the side project, and obviously you're both in school and getting an education also. But taking it back into like developing this business and moving forward with it as young entrepreneurs, what was the reception to the community? Like, how did the community first respond to that? But secondly, what was like the goal you wanted to achieve in creating this business and ultimately this brand?
So yeah, I think that again, like people didn't trust us because we were young, and also just like growing up in like a majority white community. We didn't see people who looked like us, like on magazine covers and on modeling cosmetics. So we think that's very important, that we show diversity and like everyone, normal people look like every day, just like what girls of color look like too. Because I think the future, it would be really important that like more girls, like younger girls, are seeing people of color and people that look like them on magazine covers and modeling cosmetics.
Yeah, and then you added to that too, where you wanted to create a product that's vegan and cruelty free, and it is, and all your products are. So why did you choose to do the vegan and cruelty free products?
For us, it was really important because we don't see it as much. Well, right now, like we see it more, but before it was like, it's not really normalized using vegan products. And for us, it's really important that we start, because as a small community in a local business, when we started seeing like more and more that we're vegan. And for us, it's like, we want everyone to enjoy and be mindful of what we're using.
And that was also another thing that stood out to us, because we're really conscious of obviously the environment and climate change and what's going on in the world today. And I find like the younger generation is really critical of that because they're the ones tasked with having to find a solution to that, right? And we do know that the beauty industry is not necessarily the safest products, the cleanest products, politically and economically, not necessarily cruelty free. So to see this little small business emerge that is centering vegan, cruelty free products for everybody, that's also really cool. So we decided as a team saying, yeah, let's highlight this dynamic. So it's really cool to see that too. You both said that you were up late, as young high school students trying to figure out like basically being like makeup chemists, right? Trying to figure out like how you're going to create this product. What are some things that people may not realize about, making a cosmetic product that is vegan and cruelty free?
That there is a lot of work and research and also testing that goes into the products before releasing. It can take almost like a year before releasing. And I would say also patience, because it was like sometimes you have to understand that it can go different as you planned it. And you have to understand that it takes a while. And yeah, you have to be ready for like to experiment and for what's going to happen. Because one day you can go like really good and then the next day you can go different.
Yeah. Especially like living in Saskatchewan weather, we had to make sure our lip gloss was compatible with that because we can have really, really hot summers and really cold winters. So we had to make sure, okay, is our lip gloss going to freeze in the winter? Is our lip gloss going to melt in the summer? So we had to also do that.
Wow. That's interesting. Yeah, I never would have figured that. Like, I never would have figured that. Like, your lip gloss could freeze in the winter while you're wearing it. I assume, right?
Right.
So you had to actually do like product testing in the winter -30.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like highlight. I know your product's amazing, and I know it's doing what it's doing. But with that process, was there any challenges you had to overcome? Like any little side stories of where something may have just like fell apart or like literally blew up in your face, and you had to go back to the drawing board?
Maybe like sometimes when we're like making our lip gloss. And like sometimes we would do like different colors because we work together, and like sometimes one of us would put like more into one of them and then it would look completely different. Right. And then it was like, oh my God, like now we have to start all over again because like it took us a while to to get the right colors.
Yeah, definitely.
With the vegan cruelty-free lip gloss, and how does material and ingredient sourcing look for Noble Lip Gloss? Like, how do you go about finding that the materials you need for your product?
So yeah, we first found our vendor who lives in the States, and like it took such a long time to even find that vendor because we had to make sure that they were vegan and cruelty-free. And so that was the first step because we did go through a lot of trial and errors with finding good vendors because we needed a reasonable price as well. So we're grateful for them. And also with our mica powders and our oils and our pigments and flavorings, we get them from small businesses from Etsy and Etsy or Amazon.
Yeah, cool. And then, I guess that's a good point to highlight is that your business is called Noble Lip Gloss, but you also offer other products.
Right. Yeah. We offer like hair products and lip products. And during the summer last year, we had body glitters.
Yeah. So a question from the like young entrepreneurship perspective, because like I'm from the indigenous community, obviously Plains Cree Nakota from Treaty 6 territory. And there's this big push from like the younger generation to try and figure out a way to survive. And a lot of young people are getting into entrepreneurship and sort of like business mode. And part of me is like, well, I want to highlight ethical businesses. I want to highlight, like, I don't want to be a dictator and say yes or no to certain things, but I what I want to do is highlight like businesses that do have like this moral approach, which Noble Lip Gloss obviously has. How did you find people to support you? And was there anyone who supported your goal or dreams to make Noble Lip Gloss a reality?
It was definitely our families. Like both of our families were really helpful and they believe in us before anyone else. And I think that's like what helped us.
And I think also just like even random like customers that we would get, like how big of supporters they were, and we didn't even know them. That was also really helpful.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like when it comes to business or people want to start a business, they're going for like sort of like a multimillionaire type approach, right? Wanting to be the big shot. But really what was stood out with Noble Lip Gloss is that, and like you just said, it seems like it was fostered through friendship. It was fostered through growing up together, observing the beauty industry and saying, hey, I'm not represented in this, so how do we create change? And then bringing your family into that project together to sort of, create this business that has a very cool approach.
Right.
So tell me one positive memory you have of starting this venture. Like, are there any aha moments?
Definitely when we had like our photo shoot with Photo YXC. She's an amazing photographer. Definitely everyone should check her out. But like during that time, like that was our very first photo shoot. We actually felt like a business, and it was so cool seeing our models, and they were all diverse. And that's exactly like she brought our visions into reality, which it was really like it was unbelievable. And just like how much like I would say like traffic we even got from that photo shoot was amazing.
I feel like the people that were in the photo shoot, they were really nice about it, and they were really excited to try it. And like even weeks after it happened, they were really supportive, and they kept like mentioning our lip gloss, and then they would even send us messages about saying like how they really were helpful for them.
So you said the photo shoot with Photo YXC really got a lot of traffic to your business going. So who do you consider your audience or your market and demographic to be?
I would say it's for anyone. We don't target it towards one group. At first, it was towards our family or close friends and acquaintances in high school. But now we get customers from all types of different countries. And yeah.
Literally, it's for anyone who needs it. Like, we don't target, like, try and put it towards one person, because I've heard like it works like with males, females, anybody really.
Yeah, there's even my dad. He's like asking me if I can make one for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely make the dad version. I would definitely buy that one.
Yeah.
So what has Noble Lip Gloss taught you since filling your first order? Like, what are the lessons that you've acquired along the way?
I would say that we always have to take it as a hobby and always have fun and know that, yeah, it's a business, because sometimes it can get really stressful, and with school, work, and keeping up with their page and orders, because sometimes it can be like many of them. And then also like communication, we have to be like, communicate, but always take breaks and make sure that you're like enjoying it, and more than like, oh, I want to be like a millionaire business.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Yeah, and I feel that needs to be fostered too, right? Because I feel like sometimes some people get too stressed out over trying to figure it out. And I really want like young people to enjoy life, obviously, and like you said, it's a side project, it sounds like, but it's also doing really good for both of you.
Right, right.
And then, so building off that, is there any specific advice you would tell other young entrepreneurs? If you could give them one piece of advice, what would it be?
I'm gonna say it's one, but I'm gonna kind of like it's gonna kind of be two. But make sure you just do your research. Like, know what you're talking about, know what you're selling, know what you're providing. Like, you have to like be top of your game, know what you're talking about, because then like I think just down the line it really does get like tricky if you don't really know what you're talking about, what you're trying to sell, and why you're promoting this. It gets a little bit I guess like just hard. But I think definitely just do your research, and also promote yourself wherever you can, like even in stores, when you meet new people on Instagram. Like, don't be scared to let people know that you have a business, because you really never know who you're gonna meet.
Yeah, totally. One thing that stands out too, just to build off what you said with Noble Lip Gloss, is that what I'm hearing from you and what I'm observing is that quality is really important. Like quality is obviously important in your product. It's obviously important in your business model in general, but it's not just like a type of winging it discourse, right?
Yeah, yeah. We definitely think quality is number one priority. That what matters most is definitely quality over quantity. Like even like in the beginning, we did lose like a lot of money, but it all became worth it because we just wanted to make sure that our customers really enjoyed our products and that like they actually worked for them because this it wouldn't be the same, like we wouldn't be Noble Lip Gloss really if we didn't like people's lips weren't getting better from our lip gloss or weren't working.
Yeah.
And yeah, we wanted to make sure that our products worked for people.
Yeah, and you took that concept and ran with it, and it is working, and people like it. So, what's your plans for your business? Like, what are the next steps for you two to take in terms of Noble Lip Gloss?
Oh, we're planning on just we're remodeling our whole business very soon, and that we're gonna just do we really want to get into bath products and skincare. So that's something that's coming up soon and we're still in the works of it. But yeah, we want everyone to keep an eye out for that.
Also, we're having a giveaway soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like a giveaway on your social media platforms and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll also link up your social media to the show notes so people can dive in and look at your social media and get in on those giveaways and things that you're doing. So with Noble Lip Gloss, what are there any like influencers or artists or anybody that inspired your creative process of why you chose to create Noble Lip Gloss and create the products you're creating?
Oh, definitely. I think though she's kind of controversial, I would say Kylie Jenner is one of them because she was able to make a whole almost empire off of just selling lipsticks. And that was like very impressive. And also I would say Rihanna too. Just she's been so diverse. She changed the makeup game with her diversity, making sure that it didn't only fit one group of people because for a very long time in the cosmetics industry, it was only catered to a certain range, but Rihanna really expanded that. And I think that's what we would want to get to that level someday.
Nice. Yeah, that's really cool because those are also mainstream figures, right? And sometimes some people will just have the perception of, the mainstream portrayal of how Rihanna and Kylie Jenner are portrayed. But you're talking to the backstory. You're talking to like what they're actually presented and portrayed to you as a young female growing up. And it was more so that, system changing business aspect to everything.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So both of you highlighted how sometimes there could be stress involved in this and that, you have to do your product testing and that takes over a year sometimes. So in this whole process, how do you both show yourself self-care?
I think just definitely because we had to also realize that we were high school students. Like we couldn't put as much as we wanted to, we couldn't put all our time and energy into it. So we did take breaks when we needed to and stopped working or stopped posting when we needed to. And I think just definitely now when we were in university, like we had to stop posting and stop selling for a bit because it did get quite overwhelming. But then, yeah, once we're like done school and we've been like trying to build up again. And yeah, that's how we really show self-care, just taking breaks when we really need to.
Yeah, nice. Because you're first and foremost students, and that's what's amazing about it is that it is sort of the side project, and you've both been students through this whole business model and approach. And you both are also pandemic students, right? Your first year at university was during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's been a really different experience.
Yeah, but I mean, your business is afloat, right? So ideally, everything's working out for you on that front, and then you did get through your first semester, your first year, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So both of you speaking from everything you know now and the experience you've gained over the years, if you could turn back time and talk to yourself in that grade 9 class when you first met, or even in the careers class in grade 11, what would you tell yourselves?
For me, it would be like the number one, being patient again. remembering to go step by step and to not rush everything.
Yeah. And I think for me is just like take more chances, because I really did like Noble Lip Gloss definitely was a chance we both took. And without taking that one chance, like we wouldn't be where we are today.
And coming from that like position of clarity now, what's the most important thing you've learned in your life in this whole process?
Again, I would say take chances, like, because even how Noble Lip Gloss really kickstarted was that a family friend told me, like, because I had just expressed to him that, like, oh, I'm thinking about starting a lip gloss business, but probably not now, like in a couple of years. And then he was just saying that, like, you should just do it now. Like, you really don't have money to lose or much to lose. Instead of, say, you're 40 with 2 kids and then you have money to lose and that you have to consider them, but right now it's just me and I don't have too much to lose because I'm still young.
I would say also don't be afraid of doing what you want to do, and be open to try new things, because you never know if it can work out like really good for you. And how Misimi is saying, like, it's better to try now than when it's too late.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like it. That's cool. That's cool. And you both are doing it, right? You both made the jump into starting this lip gloss business and getting your products out there, getting the brand out there. And yeah, now you're like sort of observing and being like, yeah, that was worth it. That was cool. And then now you have this clarity and this insight, which I think is really important to share, especially to young people who are trying to navigate, the changing world that we're in.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I agree.
And I guess an extension of that is that you are centering people of color in your brand, in your business, and in your mission. And that's really cool to see too. And it is for everybody too.
Yeah, definitely. We're very, we really like from the beginning, we're like, we really want this to be diverse and people of all ages, all races, different genders. Like that's what we want to represent.
Yeah, and I guess a personal question for both of you, because you are these young entrepreneurs, you do have this cool little business model that's taking off, and you are, students who do want to get your degrees and things like that. But let's center and have a conversation about you two. Like, who are you, just in terms of like what brings you joy?
I would say for me is my cats, my dog, and my family is like one of the most. And I also enjoy music. I love dancing and singing all day long.
And for me, I would say plants. I love plants so much, and I love shopping, and I'm really big into fashion, so I sew a lot, and definitely my family. They've been the biggest support.
Yeah, that's cool. And I guess like for both of you too, like if you could remove all barriers and constraints to your business model and what you want to do, what is the most ideal project or the ideal next step you wish you could take?
I think we would open a boutique.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like a dream for us.
Yeah, definitely. Like from the beginning, like we even every time we see like a empty building for lease, we're like, oh, we can see Noble Lip Gloss here. Like that would be amazing if we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool to see. I want to take it back to like education. What are some of the goals you have in terms of your degrees and what you're hoping to do with the world? Because again, Noble Lip Gloss is your hobby business, your side project, your passion project. So let's tie it back into university. What are you doing and taking?
For me, I want to go into nursing, and I think Noble Lipgloss actually helped me because for a long time I was really interested in nursing, but since I just came to Canada, well, it was 5 years ago, but I wasn't confident. I was like, maybe it's gonna be too hard for me, and then I'll have to do everything in English. But then Noble Lipgloss made me be confident, and it made me realize that I can do anything that I put my mind into. So yeah, hopefully I'll go into the College of Nursing.
Yeah, and my plan right now is to go into medicine. I'm very much like going with the flow type person, but for now it's medicine because my dad is a physician, so he's really been a big support on that. And I really want to help people who have needs to be fixed and Yeah.
That's amazing. Like that stands out to me because both of you started this business and it's sort of your your side project, and I could hear that your heart's in it and that you're invested in it, but at the same time you still have these lofty goals that you're going to reach, that you're striving to reach, right? And it's just like it's pretty cool to hear, because sometimes I hear horror stories of people going 100% entrepreneurship to the point of like grind or die type thing, and it's refreshing to hear how you have this take on your business model and your product of saying, yeah, we do it, it's working, and we're gonna reach our dreams.
Yeah, we're very big on education still, like, and always have a plan B.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, awesome. Well, is there anything else you'd like to talk about or highlight?
Um, that, yeah, just basically that we're remodeling soon, and that just watch out for new products, and we're gonna have lots of sales and collabs to different businesses. So, and our giveaway that's coming up. So definitely keep your eyes out.
Yeah, we definitely will. Any shout outs you want to give?
So Snack a Lot Foods, Chic Picnic YXC, Honey Crumble YXC, and Slade to Date. They are amazing Black women in business, and they are so talented. I 100% recommend them. They work so hard, and they're amazing.
Nice. I like how we're like branching out into the extended community now. And yeah, that sounds like some amazing products. We're going to link those up in the show notes so people can see them and explore them, and hopefully get their hands on them. What about you two? How do people get a hold of you and find Noble Lipgloss?
They can find us on Instagram by Noble Lipgloss. And we have a website,
but we're still remodeling it. So, but if they have any questions or still want to purchase, they can send us a direct message.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you both for your time and doing this episode. I really wanted to highlight the work you both are doing and your unique business model and these goals that you have and you're both working to achieve.
Thank you so much. We're so happy to be on here. This opportunity is amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Misimi and Julia, for your time. I appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.